You had Bo, you're like, man, I was expecting a little more. I thought he was going to really mop this guy up. Didn't. Still passed the test. But I think what we're realizing now is the UFC is different than it was 5 years ago. It's different than even for sure 10 years ago. Everybody's pretty damn good. So Bo has slowly been brought up. But you get to a certain level, and Cody Brundage is, I think he has 16 fights in the UFC, he's 10-6. You get to a certain point where everybody's pretty damn good. So for Bo Nickal, you got to give him the rank guys. Because you're going to get to a certain level, especially in that weight class, where everyone's good. So if he's going to have a hiccup, wouldn't you have rather seen Bo Nickal struggle against Hamzat? And still get the win, but wouldn't you rather see him struggle against Strickland or, Cannonier, something like that? Everyone's pretty damn good at this point. So I like how they've slowly built him up. They did it with Sugar. They've done it with Patty. They've learned their lesson, how they kind of ruined Darren Till. When it comes to Bo Nickal, at this point, if you're giving him a UFC vet who's 10-6, just give him a rank guy. Because if that would have been a big boy in the division, no one's saying anything. We're like, damn, Bo's good, man. Only that many fights? So if he would have struggled like that against Strickland or Cannonier or Paulo Costa or Whitaker, insert anybody in the top 15, even the top 20, we're not as let down. Like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a tough one. Damn, he still won, though. So I think the point is you get to a certain point where if you're going to give them these guys they're all damn good. They're all good. And yeah, but Bo's going to have some adversity here. He's going to struggle a little bit. It's a fight. It's a fight. If he was just steamrolling through everybody, then it's just bullying. But this is a competition, and I realize you got to bring him up slow and introduce him to the fan base, but do it off another big-name guy. At this point, we've seen him warm up. He's destroyed everyone. We know he's not at that level. But Cody Brundage is going to give anybody a good fight. The guy has some fucking skills. He's a veteran from Colorado, so he's going to be tough. So it's kind of a disservice to Bo Nickal. If you can put on the main card and you don't want the backlash of people saying he doesn't deserve it, and Cody Brundage, he's a massive favorite. This isn't cool. Yeah, I'm with you. They didn't do him any favors there. They didn't do him any favors at all. I'm thinking about his last fight. He won KO slam. He won his last fight before that. He's not a guy that you're gonna walk over. Yeah, so for Cody with 11 fights in the UFC, he's a vet. He's doing something right. He's keeping his job. He's gonna have the skill set where he's gonna give anybody problems, whether it's the champion or it's the number 50 guy. He's not a guy that you're just gonna steamroll through. So I think for Bo, the learning lesson here is at the level you're at, you gotta fight names. Everybody's gonna be tough. You're not the days of you just walking through everybody, that's over. Guys are tough. Especially in 2024, everyone can do a little bit of everything. So they did him a disservice, but the point is I think maybe the reason I felt UFC 300 was tad of a letdown, even though my expectations were insane, which isn't fair to the UFC because it's a great card. But you got to realize you had Yuri versus Rackett, fight of the night, and then the main card starts. You're like, here we go. And then Bo doesn't perform like you thought he should have. Okay, so you kind of let down. Then Armin Charles goes to decision, like, okay, man, let's get going here. And then Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje show up.
Insane.
And you get, fight of the year, best knockout ever. And you're like, oh my, this is insane. That was worth it alone. They could have just stopped there and I'd been happy.